Okay, so obviously we are in a different location today. We're in a kitchen today because I'm gonna be cooking. So I get asked so many times to do cooking videos, but I just never have because I'm just like, I don't really know if it's gonna come out good. And if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I show a lot of cooking on my Instagram. Like when I'm cooking, I'll show like little clips and what to do. And I get a lot of people on there saying too, like, oh, make cooking videos. All my friends and family, everybody tell me that I should make cooking videos. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just try it. I was gonna make some Buljol and I'm like, let me just try to record it. So I don't know how this is gonna come out. Fingers crossed it comes out good and you guys like it, and then I will do more videos. So this is kind of gonna be like a 2 or 3 part video. I haven't figured it out yet. Okay, so I'm making Buljol like the title says, and Buljol is basically saltfish. So this is the fish that is the base. It's salted pollock. This is what it looks like. So Buljol is basically the type of saltfish that we will be making. So with Buljol, for me, okay, before I even get into that, disclaimer. Any Trinis out there, West Indians, people from the islands, don't come for me, okay? This is how I make my Buljol. Everybody got a different way that they make it. Different people in my family make it differently, but this is the way that I like to make it, so this is how I'm doing it, okay? So if you do it differently, that's fine. Everybody has a different way of doing it. But like I was saying, so the way I'm gonna make it, I mean, this is really good for breakfast, lunch, dinner, any kind of meal, but this is typically a breakfast type meal, and usually it's served with bake. I don't have any bake, so I'm going to be doing it with some fresh bread. So I'm going to be doing it with bread. I'm going to slice that up, and then I like to do it with some avocados. So another way that you can do it is I like to warm it up on the stove as well, and that's more of like a dinner type way, and then I will serve it with some dumplings. But I don't think I'm going to show that way. Right now I'm going to show the way to make it like the breakfast style, and then like I said, I think there'll be a part 2 because I'm gonna make fish cakes, which is another Trini type of dish. I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna start cooking because this is what we're doing. So I never cook with my hair down, I never cook looking cute but this is for YouTube, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take my rings off because I'm going to actually, you know what, I'm gonna leave my rings on. But one thing about me is I always cook with gloves. It doesn't matter if I'm cooking for other people or I'm cooking for myself. I just like to be as sanitary as possible, and I don't like touching food either. So I've already cut up all of my ingredients, which I will show you guys. I have already boiled and soaked my saltfish. I'll insert some clips to show you guys that process, because if I would have done the process start to finish, this video would have taken forever. So I'm going to use some green peppers, some tomatoes, some red onion, some green onion. I have some garlic, and I have this is like an olive hot pepper mixture. So like I said, I've already rinsed, boiled, and done all that stuff too. Here out the way to the fish, and now I'm gonna break up the fish. So this is the saltfish, okay? This is a bowl I'm gonna put it in. So basically what you do is you take each piece and you just kind of crumble it. So it's a very crumbly type of fish. So I'm gonna put this right here. And sometimes saltfish has a lot of bones in it, so you want to make sure that when you're breaking it apart, you're also checking for any bones that might be in here. So literally just take your time and just crumble it. You see how it just like easily crumbles like that? I'm just going to keep doing that for every piece until it's all done. Let me know if you guys have ever heard of Buljol. Let me know if you guys have ever tried it. Have you ever made it? Feel free to share the ways that you make it. Like I said, this is my personal recipe, how I make it. This is how I like it. But I have family members that put egg in it, that put, I don't know, all other kind of stuff. But this is just the ingredients I like to put. Another thing I'm going to let you guys know, so when it comes to cooking, for me, I do not have like any measurements or anything that I use. Unless I'm following a recipe, I don't use measurements. So when I'm doing my seasonings, I just shake that seasoning until the ancestors tell me to stop. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that little Instagram meme, but there's an Instagram that's like, I mean, it says for black people, but I think this could be for anybody. But it says like black people just season till the ancestors tell them to say stop. And I thought that was so funny because when I season, I don't have like a specific amount that I'm putting in. I just kind of shake until I think I don't want to shake anymore, and then I kind of taste it and see if there's any additional seasoning that I need to add in it. But as far as all this stuff goes, so for the green pepper, I have 1 whole green pepper. The tomato, I have 2 tomatoes. The scallion, I just purchased a bunch, like 1 bunch. They come in like a bunch. How many times can I say bunch? I purchased 1 bunch and I just cut up all of the green part. The garlic, I think I have like 3 little pieces of the garlic clove. The onion, I had 1 big onion and I just like cut off a chunk of that and then I just diced it all up. And then the olive and pepper mixture, I just honestly grabbed a few spoonfuls of the olive mixture, and then the pepper was half of 1 whole pepper because those are really hot. So I'm on my last piece of fish. You see how easy it is? It's so easy to just kind of crumble. And I've already let it cool. So when you boil it and rinse it, which like I said, I'll insert those shots somewhere on this screen and just kind of show you. Let it cool down a little bit so that it's not too hot when you are crumbling it. So I'm just going through it and making sure that all of the pieces are all crumbled up and that there are no bones anywhere in sight. This is it. So it looks like so much more now. I've crumbled it all up. I've checked to make sure that there are no bones. This one actually I did not find 1 bone, which is really good. So now I'm going to add in all the seasonings. But so one thing, like I said, I'm also going to be making fish cakes. So I'm going to mix some of this up and I'm going to put like that in a separate bowl. But first I'm going to mix all of this. So one thing that's really great about Buljol, outside of like the prepping time when you are chopping up and dicing all the vegetables and breaking this up, it's a super simple, easy meal. So it is fully cooked. You can eat it now. You don't need to do anything else to it. It's like ready to go. But what I'm going to do now is put all of these ingredients in here. So I have my whole green onion and I'm actually going to use this big bowl to do it. So I have this all in here. I'm going to just dump it all in this bowl. I'm going to take all my green onion, put it in there. I'm going to take all my garlic. My pepper and olive mixture. This is one of my favorite dishes, guys. I love saltfish. I'm going to take the onions. I feel like I kind of have a lot of onions, but let's just go with it. Make sure I'm mixing all that up in there. It's very nice and colorful too. It's like very like fresh and colorful, very like summery, but you can make it any time of the year. I'm actually going to drain some of this juice out of the tomatoes. So now I have my, like I said, I think I did 2 whole tomatoes. I'm going to put that in here. Oops, you guys. I just made a mistake. Okay, so remember I said that I was going to leave some of this out for the saltfish. So I forgot to do that before I do the tomatoes because I don't like to put tomatoes in my fish cake because it's fried, and I forgot that. Okay, so I think that's enough. It's actually more than enough for the fish cake because we'll just make a few. Okay, so now I can finish putting the tomatoes in here, and everything is in here nice and colorful, and I'm just going to mix it all up. This is like a super fast, quick and easy meal. So that's all mixed up. You could leave it like that, but I like to season my food. So I'm going to grab my seasonings and put that in there. Okay, so I've got all my seasonings. I'm going to put some onion powder. Like, these are literally the basic seasonings that I use no matter what I'm making. And like I said, I just shake it until I feel like I don't want to shake anymore. So I put the onion powder. Even though I added fresh garlic, I'm going to also put some garlic powder in here. I'm going to use some paprika. Next, we're going to do this 21 Salute seasoning. And this is like a jammin' salmon rub, but honestly, it's for anything. That's just kind of how they like to market it. This is from Trader Joe's. These little seasonings are from Trader Joe's too. They're so cute. I like the way they look. This is from Trader Joe's. This is just from the regular grocery store. Okay, now I'm going to mix that up some more. Those seasonings make me want to sneeze. And now we're going to taste it. So I like to taste it just to see if it needs any more seasoning, if I took out too much salt or I left enough salt in. That is good. I feel like it could use a little bit more seasoning. So I'm just going to go in and put all this seasoning in again. If you want to know how many I'm using because you want to duplicate this, just count the shakes, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I don't know how much I'm using. I'm sorry, guys. I just kind of cook like this, just kind of wing it. But the way that I learned to cook, though, honestly, okay, the way that I learned to make saltfish was, I don't know what I was doing. I think I saw a recipe. No, that's how I learned to make fish cakes. Wrong story. Everyone in my family can cook, so I always grew up seeing everybody cook. But when I moved out on my own, basically what I would do is just watch a lot of cooking channels or like a lot of cooking shows, or I would find a recipe, which was the story I was about to tell about fish cakes. I'll find a recipe and I would use that recipe, which I still do now, like as a base, and then I kind of put my own spin on it. So like I said, I will use the recipe, see like the measurements and everything that they use, and then like I add all my own seasonings because my family's Trinidadian, and so I'm used to very seasoned, spicy, flavorful food, and a lot of recipes just are lacking the seasoning. So I pretty much just use it as a method and then add on my own stuff. But saltfish is something that I grew up eating. You know, my family would make that and it's pretty easy to make. So I just kind of like to watch different family members cook, and then I kind of learn how to do it, and then I just kind of put my own spin to it. So let's try this again. I think it's good. When I eat it like as my meal, I actually like to add some hot sauce, which I think I kind of want to add a little bit of hot sauce in there now. Where's my hot sauce? Oh my gosh, am I out of my hot sauce? No, okay. Scotch bonnet. I'm gonna add some of this. I'll usually, like I said, add this in when I do my own serving, but I'm gonna put this in here now. Oh, that's all I have left. Okay. I think this will just give it like, it feels like there's something missing a little bit, like there's a little kick or something missing. You guys see? Doesn't that look good? But here's the thing with Trini food too. A lot of Trini dishes might not be very appealing to the eye, but Lord, it tastes so good. So you cannot judge a book by its cover when it comes to Trini food, because like I said, it might look kind of funny, but it tastes so good. That's what it needed. So I'm going to transfer this back into this bowl so you guys can see it. It's a little spicy, but I like spicy food. I actually could have left out some more saltfish because, and you guys, you know what else I did? This tells you I've never done a cooking video before. So normally I season everything, mix everything up, and then I add the tomatoes to the last batch. So I totally jacked up my whole process, but whatever. Look at how much I have. I literally could have put some more into this batch, but because this bowl is so big, it was kind of deceiving. I made it look like I had less than I really did. So I'm just gonna add that to this one. We're gonna work it out. Okay, so that is literally, that is it. Is that not so easy? Like I said, the most time consuming part is really just the prep time. But so like I said, the way that I like to eat saltfish is, if I'm gonna do the Buljol way, which is the little breakfast way, I like to eat it with some fresh bread. I haven't I haven't learned how to make bake yet. I haven't even tried. I do want to get a recipe from my aunt because she makes really good bake, and learn to do that. But so until I do that, I just always buy a loaf of fresh bread from the grocery store, and then I will also, oh, I think I have it out already. I will also take some avocado and eat it with avocado. Like I said, this is the breakfast way, and you guys, I don't know if you can see the time back there. It's 10:19 at night. I've literally been filming all day, and I was like, okay, I really want to get this done, so I'm going to film this now. But if I were to be eating this, I wouldn't eat this late because I tried to eat earlier than this. But if I were to be eating this for dinner, I would do it on the stovetop way. And basically all that is getting a pan, putting some oil in it, which, oh my goodness, I forgot to add that in there. Putting some oil in a pan and just kind of cooking it up a little bit. So I just added oil because I forgot to do that. And then I'd make some dumplings with it, which I don't know if you guys know Trini dumplings. If that's something you want me to make, I can do that for you. But it's basically just, it's basically boiled seasoned dough. That's honestly what it is. And then that's just kind of like a good dinner meal. But this, you put it in the fridge, take it out, it's ready to eat right away, any time of the day, all that good stuff. So I'm just going to slice up some bread. This bread has been sitting out for a little bit, so I think it's okay. I would actually toast this as well, but we're not going to do all that right now. So I'm going to cut a slice of this off. See, you get some bread, put some saltfish on it. You could even do this with, there's so many different ways to do this, just depending on where you're from, you know, indicates how you make it. But like I said, with the bake, you could eat it with some crackers, with some dumplings. But I'm about to eat it with some bread right now. It's really good, you guys. If you want to be like a little fancy too, I would suggest, like, since you have these really cute slices of bread, toast it and put the saltfish on it, kind of like a bruschetta. There's so many different things you can do with this, but I'm making a mess. Okay, so I just had to basically go off camera and stuff my face because I haven't eaten all day, and that was so good and I was hungry. But like I said, see how quick and easy that is? The prep time is the biggest part. Like I said, I would also usually cut up an avocado, sliced up avocado with the saltfish and the bread. And isn't that just like the perfect breakfast? I mean, if you don't know how this tastes, and you don't know how perfect it is, but that is just like such a nice, good, light, but still fulfilling, healthy breakfast. Like, this is not bad for you. A lot of the salt, if you see it when it's first done, it's like a lot of salt on it. That's why it's important to just kind of rinse and soak the salt out. And then I don't add any additional salt into my food. I hate the taste of salty food, which is kind of ironic because I make saltfish, but like I said, I take a lot of the salt out of it. So that is it, you guys. That is my first cooking video. We will see how this turns out, but I hope you guys liked it. It's something different, something new. If you guys really like it, then I will try to do more cooking videos because I do love to cook. I cook a lot of different things, and like I said, I share it on my Instagram, but I never share it on here. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you love it. If you don't love it, let me know if you've ever had a Trini Buljol. Do you make it? How do you make it? Did you make it after you saw this recipe? And did you love it? Let me know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to do part 2 now and make the fish cakes. But yeah, we're gonna do it. So stay tuned for that video so you can see what to do with the rest of the saltfish that I put to the side. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.